All right, well, let's shift to our next topic, which is Scott Walker's old job, currently held by Chris Abele, who's getting really probably his first serious competitor this in the spring, State Senator Chris Larson. Dan, give us a sense of that matchup, and how do you see that playing out?
Well, Abele's been elected twice, once in 2011 in a field of 4 candidates. He emerged as the winner, spent a fair bit of money, and ran as the anti-Scott Walker. Since that time, he's moved to the center, specifically on fiscal issues, and has not been a strong supporter of labor unions. But on other issues, social issues, gay rights, and abortion rights and stuff, he's still very, very liberal. Chris Larson is to the left of him on fiscal issues, and he's a former supporter of Chris Abele, and he says that Chris isn't the same guy today that he helped elect back in 2011, so now he wants to take him on.
Well, and the other Gwen Moore is also now, I guess, a former supporter of Chris Abele because she's backed Chris Larson.
And another difference is, too, her son is now on the county board, and the county board, as everyone knows, does not get along with the county executive.
Yeah, Patrick, let me ask you just for your general take on Chris Larson in Madison in the Senate. He's a former county board member, but for the last few years has been in leadership there. How would you characterize his work in the legislature?
Well, I mean, one thing to keep in mind, he's pretty new to the legislature. He ran in 2010 against incumbent Senator Jeff Plaley, who was a middle of the road sort of conservative Democrat, ran to him from one of the most liberal districts in the state Senate, with the sense that a liberal district should elect a liberal candidate. Ousted him in the primary, got in. Act 10 took off, and so he was sort of born into fire in Wisconsin politics at the state level. Went on to become the minority leader. Only did that a short time. He was replaced at the beginning of this session. The last set of elections did not go well. Usually if elections don't go well, the leader of that party does not stay in leadership. And that's where Chris Larson is today.
Yeah.
So I was talking to a group of Democrats yesterday about this, and the issue for them was, what is Chris Larson's message? What is he trying to do? He's trying to say we need to get rid of Chris Abele for what reason? And they didn't see a very compelling reason that he's put out there so far.
Right. Well, I mean, and when you look at the fiscal picture, it's a lot better for the county than it was. And so what is the top issue? What is Chris Larson hammer on? Larson voted for the Bucks Arena, right? There was that picayune bit about the debt payments and who's going to do it. But
it sounds picayune, but it is $80 million over 20 years, and they did split on that, and that'll be significant. The other issues, I mean, it's going to be the labor unions who support Chris Larson in this, and they're much diminished these days as a result of Act 10, so they're not going to have the power and the influence. But that's what's going to drive this. This is going to become an attempt by the labor unions to oust Chris Abele. But who knows how much money he can spend on this? He's the son of a billionaire who has many millions in his own right, and so he's going to be able to go to the airwaves. The only problem is, and I wrote earlier this week about this, is he did make a number of promises when first elected in 2011, including freezing his office budget, not using a county car, a number of things like that. And he's reneged on those things, and his staff basically acknowledges that. They just say there's justification for it. So I'm going to expect Larson to pound him on some of those failed promises.